All right, happy chest day, also known to me as the best day. That's if you celebrate. I love working chest, and I'll get into a little bit more here soon, but I'm going to talk about my little recap from yesterday, and then, move into chest day and how everything like that went, and then kind of talk about what the plan is for the next couple days. So glad to have you along. I've got my coffee again today too. Day 2 of a coffee making appearance. Little creamer in it. It's pretty good stuff. So I'll do my best not to make sipping noises when I bring it up. Okay. So to recap yesterday, I had mentioned that I was doing a little chicken and shrimp for dinner, and that turned out pretty good. Went ahead and scrambled up some eggs. So instead of like a noodle base or anything like that, just put the scrambled eggs in there, and then the chicken that was marinated in a low sodium type sauce, and then had the shrimp, which, shrimp, I love shrimp. You can, it's crazy being in Kansas because you can actually get some decent shrimp. Now, granted, it's not Gulf Coast shrimp or, one of the coast shrimps. That's definitely a different type of fresh when you go down there and have that. But for being here in the Midwest, you can get some pretty decent shrimp. And so I like to get that and then just kind of saute it up, and you can use some of that extra virgin olive oil into your pan. And then, after it's thawed, it doesn't take long at all. And I like to get the peeled and the deveined already with the tails off. So I think it's a few extra dollars, but it's a good deal. And the shrimp is just kind of a nice change from, always having meat and those type of things. So got some of that left over today, which we'll have to get out at some point. Maybe have some for lunch, some of that shrimp for lunch or dinner. Not quite sure what the breakfast plan is. The gallon of water happened a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought it'd take me a couple weeks to maybe get up to that gallon of water threshold, and blew past over a gallon of water intake yesterday. So it's just crazy how that works. When you're stagnant, it just is. I just remember you not drinking a lot of water, but then once you start actually getting active and back in the gym and lifting and everything like that, the water intake just increases exponentially. And it took me about 5 days to get over a gallon of water. And honestly, if I don't watch myself, I can probably get a gallon and a half to 2 gallons without even really thinking about it. But I just really prefer to be around that gallon of water mark. Just seems to feel most optimal when right there with it. And so, hey, you got there sooner. When I started to say before I start rambling, is I really think that is also helps with the hunger cravings. Having the last 2 days after the gym, usually I'm pretty hungry, ready to eat. And both these times, I just kind of wanted a cup of coffee, and we'll just eat a little later on in a couple hours, maybe, or an hour. So hunger cravings knocked down. Now, I am curious if that water, if that's how it works for everybody. So I'd love to see some comments, thoughts on your water intake, kind of when you're working out, and kind of what your thoughts are on that. I'm just curious to see if that's how it works for everybody. So, all right, now on to the excitement for the day. So this morning was chest day, and chest day has really come a long way for me over the years. It's really grown on me. I used to not really like it at all. I used to skip a lot of bench press and everything. But the older I've gotten, it just seems to be like the one kind of constant in the gym that I always look forward to. I mean, granted, arm day is always fun too, but, with the bench press, it's just something that you can sit there and continually see increase over time. And I think that's why I like it. Now, it's not saying, sore elbows and those type of things. And I know people that are younger than me that have gotten hurt doing bench press, pulled pecs and those type of things. So, it's definitely something you got to be careful with. But overall, it's just nice to be able to go in there and feel strong. You can definitely feel strong. So my max bench press, which happened, I believe a year or two ago, probably 2 years ago, was 315. And that took a long time to get to. And I'm sure some people are like, man, that's nothing. And then other people are like, God, that's so much. But yeah, it took a long time. I mean, years to get to that 315 bench max. And I'm nowhere near there right now, obviously. Looking forward to getting back there. That's kind of one of my goals is hopefully by the end of the year, I can be in that range. I'm currently about 205 on the bench press is kind of my area. I could probably go up maybe another 20 pounds, for a 1 rep max type deal. But, what's the point? I mean, I don't want to hurt myself, and I got all the time in the world. There's not, the rush like it was when I was younger to really get that bench press up. So overall, it was a really good workout on that. Typically what I do is I always do bench first. I don't know why, but just over the years, it's just kind of one of those habits or routines where it's like I'm going to bench press first. I guess maybe just because, that way I feel the strongest and I feel like I have the most strength to do it first. And then after that, I'll do the incline bench, which I don't really like the incline bench at all. I actually despise it, but there's definitely some benefits to it. I've never liked it, and I don't really know why, but it's just one of those things. But I forced myself to do it, and then after I'm done, I'm like, oh, okay, that wasn't so bad. So, oh well. And then after that, I'll do flies. Either on the pec deck, which I love the pec deck. I mean, it's been around since I've been going to the gym. I know some people have mixed opinions on it, or I'll do like some cables or something like that for the flies. Every once in a while, I'll get kind of crazy and just kind of go off the beaten path and maybe do some dumbbell flies. I like those as well too, but for some reason, I just don't really ever get to do them. I don't know. I just don't. I'm just like, put me on the pec deck. Maybe because it's easier. I don't know. But that's how it's kind of gone as I've gotten older, is to just get on that pec deck and let it rip on chest day. So, and then after that, I'll usually, depending on, how heavy I went on bench press, I'll try to get another 1 or 2 exercises in on one of the machines, one of the presses or incline presses or something like that. That's pretty typical for me. So now when I was younger, I mean, probably like 15 years ago, so probably like in my late 20s or early 30s, I would always end with push-ups. And no matter what, so I'd always do the lifts, the bench press, all that stuff, and then before I would leave, I would do push-ups. It just kind of depends. I try to usually do like 4 sets, and then get 6, 7, 8, or whatever. Usually by like the 4th set, I could only get 1. There's no way that's happening nowadays. I can barely do a push-up. And there's definitely no way I'm going to be able to do push-ups after doing all those lifts. Maybe at the end of the year, we'll kind of see where we're at to go back to that routine. But I think that might have helped a lot. I don't know. That was just something that, when you're younger, you can get away with. But hey, that's all my thoughts on chest day. I mean, it's just, I just really like it. And, I love to hear in the comments kind of what your favorite day is. I've now completed all 5 days. That also means that my first rotation of the exercises is done for my first kind of grouping. So that's a major victory. What I mean by that is Monday we did the biceps and triceps. Then Tuesday we did shoulders, kind of the trap. Wednesday we did legs. Oh. And then yesterday we did back and lats and all that fun jazz. And then the chest press was today. And you're like, wow, okay, that's great. Well, that's just kind of what I've done. It's kind of the routine I've fallen into. And trust me, I've got other videos out there that I talk about. There's plenty of ways to lift. And I've just kind of fallen into that one over the years. And it works for me. It helps me stay consistent. So that's what I love doing. Now, Sometimes I won't always do the 5-day rotation. My disdain for leg day is sometimes apparent within my attitude. And so I will only do a 4-day rotation and just completely skip the legs. This time around, though, I'm going to do anything I can to make sure that the legs stay in the rotation, just because I'm mostly curious too. I just kind of want to see what it looks like with actually legs incorporated into a 5-day rotation. So then what happens at the end of the 5 days? The next day is a rest day, which is also one of the best days. Now, sometimes that rest day will change up. So, as I go along here, the weights get heavier, a little sore, this, that, the other thing. I just will know, my body will just tell me, hey, you need to take today off. And so, yeah, I mean, once we get going into this for a couple months, it may be like a Tuesday and I'm not going to lift. I'm just going to take it off. And if I need to take the day off after that, I'll take that off. And then I'll just pick right back up on whatever day it was supposed to have been. So, and I don't ever sweat that. I don't know. You just can tell the older you get, your body just knows that, hey, you need to take a break. You need a day or two. And so that's not going to happen right now because one, for these first 5 days back in the gym, not lifting as heavy as I usually do, just because it's going to take a couple weeks to get back up to that weight, which is fine. That's part of the process. I did this to myself, as they say, and then it's just how it is. So we'll make it. We'll get through this. So. One other thing I'd like to talk about, I'll probably do a whole philosophy video on my thoughts on rest days. Yeah, I probably will. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to the rest day, and that'd probably be a good separate topic. So look for that sometime on down the road. But to maximize my rest day, I'm going to do some laundry today, get the dishes done. Make sure I've got some, food on deck ready to go for tomorrow, any other little things I can do. And that way I can actually enjoy the rest day and make it an actual rest day and not use it as a day to get things done. I remember when I was working a lot, 50, 60 hours a week, that type of thing. I would always use that rest day to kind of get stuff done around the house. And I thought for a while that was really a good plan. But I realized the older you get, you really just need that rest day for you. And, doing laundry and those type of things aren't a rest day activity, unfortunately. And it took me a long time to realize that. So even though, busy today, I'm just going to go ahead and power through and get everything done that I can so that the rest day is actually a rest day tomorrow and I don't have to worry about chores and those type of things. I'll talk more about that in a later video, the whole rest day. All right, so good news. We'll start Sunday morning. We will start back on our next rotation with the biceps and triceps. And then we will go from there. So that means if we don't have a rest day in between them, we'd lift Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday would be the rest day. And then we would start another rotation on that Saturday. As far as I can tell, one other thing I like to do, I looked at the schedule coming up for the week. I don't think I have any plans or anything that would curtail the lifting schedule. So I think we'll probably stick to that. It'll just come down to how sore and everything we are. And then we'll just keep getting after this. So also Monday we'll do like a weight check, kind of see where we're at on those type of things. I try to do those like once a week. To see if we're kind of losing any weight or, what maybe if we need to make adjustments or those type of things. So it's boring. It's a long process. But, hey, if you headed to the gym today, have a great lift. If you're doing cardio, have some great cardio. And if it's your rest day, make sure you take time to actually rest and mentally, physically. So, all right, I'm going to get after it for the rest of the day, and we will talk to you later.